everyone, it's Azura. I am still working on the moveset showcase. It's taking a bit of a while because, Jesus Christ, no one in my real life is leaving me alone. I figured because it's been like 2 years since I released the Testfire, I might as well just go back and give it another shot, just to see how it fares, like how it compares to the build I'm currently working on. I just think that'd be a kind of a fun thing to do just in waiting for that. So hopefully my negative reactions to everything I dislike about the Testfire will be a sign of things to come. As in, like, it's gonna not have the things that are bad. I gotta shut up and play the game now.
You should probably switch to it. Analog controls could make all the difference.
Shut up, Sonic, don't judge me. This is so cute. This is so utterly cute. This was me trying my best. It's adorable. Keep in mind, this was when I still sort of had not very many people working on it. Like, there was one other person working on the soundtrack, then that was Neriv, and then Cube Natural and Saturn came along and were like, hey, do you wanna work on this soundtrack together? And I was like, hell yeah, I do. Because have you ever tried to make a long soundtrack all by yourself? It's kind of tough when you have to focus on like the quality of each individual track, because when you're making a relatively long soundtrack, you don't get to focus on the quality very much because there are so many of them, and you can only work on one for so long, and then you got to move on to the next one, and that's not very fun. Not very fun at all. Also, I noticed a bug in that intro. Did you notice it? It was like the outlines are acting really weird. That's a bug that only happens in 1.0.1. where like it's trying to read the speed of the current mesh, and because there is none, it just kind of does its own thing, and it just doesn't know what to do. Oh well. I love this title screen, by the way. It's very relaxing. It's not like bombastic, because I want to make the title screen in the actual release that bombastic, but it's just, you know, I guess the job done. I like staring at it for a while, and the music just relaxes me. It's just really cute. Like, that's a good way to describe the Testfire. It's cute. And so is the art of Sonic. This was made in 2020, by the way. Early 2020. Like a long time ago. That was like almost 2 years before the Testfire was even a thing. So it's almost been 4 years since this art of Sonic was made. That's crazy! How things have changed so much since then. And also, when Mizones are active now, we actually have a name. So that's lovely. Let's get started here. One of the biggest complaints I've gotten about the art design of the level here is that the colors are very eye-straining, and I wholeheartedly agree. Just look at, like, hello Sonic, just look at, like, these harsh oranges and greens. It's just really, it's very vivid, and there's not much balance, you know? There's not much balance at all, so that's something I'm working on fixing. Also, the shaders, they are very good. I just love this model, man. It's really... I'm not using it anymore because it's incredibly hard to animate. Like, for example, putting it on a chair, like half of his body just clipped through the entire chair, and it's insanely annoying. So his proportions are a bit mellowed out in Sonic Storm. Well, the current one anyway. You know what I mean. I like how the plants sway around. I just like the whole low poly look in general, really. Anyway, let's stop delaying the game and start playing the game. Let's start... Ooh, whoa. This turning is unruly. Like, it's fine if you just... Oh, whoa! Okay, as I was complaining about the turning, I noticed when I do this and then hold the camera that way, the camera spins like crazy. The sensitivity of the camera here is incredibly out of whack, and also it's like, it's not very fun to constantly have to fight it whenever you're moving and you just want to point it in a certain direction. That's not a problem anymore in the current build. Press the left mouse button to jump. I'm not using the left mouse button, I'm using an Xbox controller. So good for me. God, the turning is just so instant. I hate how it feels, it's so unruly. Considering it's been so long since I actually played this version, I'm finally going to be able to see what playing it is like through the eyes of someone who's just playing it for the first time. No more developer difficulty for me, I guess. Other than that, it feels fine. It feels... I will say the controls do feel a bit too tight, if that makes any sense. Like, the turning is ridiculously snappy. The jumping is fine. The air dash is I mean, yeah, it's very, very tight, is what I can say. Which at the time felt great, but that's only because I was so used to my only control scheme. Get Rel to start grinding. Don't do it too fast though or you'll fumble. In the current build, you don't lose speed if you do it too fast anymore. It just kind of like delays you for a little bit. But there's an input buffer, so you don't have to press it exactly in time, just enough in time. So it's just a quality of life thing, you know? Anyway, let's do that. Yeah, I've changed that mechanic entirely. Well, not entirely. It does still have the trick changing thing. This, however, this trick here is pretty much just exactly the same as this, but slower. So why you would ever want to use it, I have no clue. Now what that does is, in the current build, what it does is actually invert you. So you just pull like an invert on the grind rail so that it changes your direction on the rail without you having to jump and just switch. I feel like I'm actually kind of surprised that that isn't a feature in a lot of games with grind rails already. It just seems like such an obvious solution for having to jump like that. I mean, there was kind of easy, but that's only because I'm making damn sure I wasn't touching the buttons. If it was a curved grind rail, I'd have to like make sure I was not yeah, see, I missed there. If it was a curved rail, there wouldn't really be much I could do, so having an invert that allows you to sort of change direction while you're still on the rail just seems like the obvious solution there. The animations are okay. They're pretty decent, but they're a lot better now. I've grown as an animator. Jesus Christ, hang on. Fucking hell, oh my goodness. Right, I remember the Lightspeed dash button, rest in peace. Right, let's go and activate Mimiboki Resurrection, which I have mixed feelings about now. Hang on. If you hit a wall from this angle, you'll start to wall slide in the new one, and if you hit it from here, you'll do a wall bash again, like for example this. But when you reach a ledge, you have two options. Like before you reach a ledge, you can hold either A if you want to jump out of the ledge grab, or the roll button if you want to go forward out of a ledge grab. I feel like just putting in subtle options like that would really be just the best course of action. What? Yeah, okay. Oh, it rewarded me. Thank you. Jesus Christ, this camera. Okay, I'm gonna have to learn how to get used to this. Let me see it. Wait, hang on. Okay, I'm using the keyboard now. And yeah, this does feel a lot better with the keyboard, actually. Why does this feel better with the keyboard? This makes no damn sense. Anyway, let me just go... Right, let's do this. Mid-song alert. Ooh. I missed the grind rail, even though it had homing attack. That was genuinely a skill issue on my part. Wee. I still got it. Nuh-uh. Oh yeah, these enemies. These were like... These turrets here were probably like the worst decision I've ever had making the Testfire. Besides the god-awful camera. Let me just... The turrets, like, with the main problem with the turrets is that you cannot predict what they're gonna do. They are very small on the screen. Like, for example, that turret over there. Luckily it can't hit me because there's something... Okay, there's something blocking the way. But, these turrets, if you're not looking directly at them, can be extremely hard to predict. I was gonna put, like, a crosshair that showed you when they were gonna hit you, but I ran out of time, so it never got implemented. But, yeah, they're just insanely hard to predict. They can... Sometimes their shots can feel like they come out of completely nowhere. And, yeah, it's just really bad. The lack of foresight is just ridiculous. I mean, I was only 20 years old when I made that. I'm 22 now. Obviously, I know better now. The new one is gonna have, like, much more readable enemies. Let's go into the cave. Whee! Nice. Right. As you can see, I'm twitching the camera constantly here, and it just looks like, oh, it's such a nightmare. One of my friends said they got motion sickness from the camera, and I don't blame them. Jesus Christ. Do I want to go this way, or do I want to go that way? I'll go this way. Fuck it. No thank you, turrets. Oof. No, wrong way! Ah, see, this is why I'm getting rid of the light dash, because it sucks. Boing. There was a camera angle that was supposed to play there, but only plays sometimes. I never figured out why. See what I mean? It feels like it comes out of nowhere. Oh god, these turrets were terrible. I completely forgot about the power gauge for a second. But I did it! Yay! 3 minutes, 14 seconds. Okay, that animation was gonna roar.
Oh, wait.
D. What a shame. I'm gonna play it a little bit more just because I have a few more thoughts on it. For some reason, when you start out the level, you're not allowed to air dash. That was a dash engine issue. I never figured that out either. Okay, this turning, man. This area here, this was originally meant to be filled with, like, more stuff. But I didn't have enough time to put all that stuff in because halfway through developing the Testfire, I lost all of the level geometry, well, most of it. So this is just left blank. And also the Moir effect. Look at, oh, there's a UV issue. Oh my goodness. I didn't think, I knew there were like a lot of issues with the UVs and the models and stuff, but I didn't think they'd be hiding in plain sight. God. I should stop being so harsh on myself. I only had 2 weeks to make this. God. Oh my god, this camera. Nah, I ain't getting any speed from this. That's the, oh yeah, oh shit. By the way, if anyone is curious as to what the shooting sound is, not that any of you care, it's from Tomb Raider. I just took the pistol sound from Tomb Raider. Oh no, they're shooting at me. I'm gonna die, aren't I? No! Oh no, I have to start all the way from the beginning. Okay. That's good for me. And by good for me, I mean kill yourself. Kill yourself! Okay, to be fair, there is quite a bit of exploration to this level. There's a lot of routes, and I like that. I need more power. I need more rings. Let me just go up here and get some more. Oh! That was... I can't even say it wasn't my fault when I died, because I made the bloody game. This is all my fault. Oh my goodness. This turning is so unruly. I am so sorry you all had to put up with this. Well, still have to, because the type of demo is still not out. I like the plenty of options for like routes and stuff. What? What? Excuse me? Okay, that was odd. Alright, we did it again.
You know what? I'll take it.
I won't. So yeah, that was the Testfire again. In summary, there are a couple of things I like about it. I like the shaders and stuff. I do like the style. I mean, that's one of the things a lot of people compliment on this game. The choices of routes were very nice, especially considering I made it in, I made it in the time I did. I didn't get much time on this at all. I do like the whole ecosystem I got going on with the game. I like Sonic's model, it's very nice. I like the shaders. There was a decent moveset there, but a lot of it didn't really make any sense. When I say bloated moveset, I don't mean like an unnecessarily big moveset. I mean that a lot of the things aren't very useful if you're just trying to survive in the level. That's what I find. A lot of them are just like immediate speed gaining options, which aren't bad. Like, it's not bad to have a lot of speed gaining options, but like a lot of them are just that. And I mean, a lot of them are very situational. They don't really do anything. The light speed dashes is good in concept, but in execution, whew, it is very finicky. In terms of control, it was extremely tight to the point where it was detrimental. Like, tight controls is something I really like. However, Sonic's turning was abysmal. It was extremely fast, and every time I turned the controller slightly, just a little bit, his turning doesn't usually match up with my subtle inputs, if that makes any sense. The turning is extremely unruly, and therefore it can be very unpredictable as to where you're going to land in the air. Like, the air physics, oh my god, the air physics suck so much. It's very unrefined, and braking causes you to just stop immediately, especially when you're in the air. I don't know if you've noticed this, but if you're going forward and then you jump and then you hold back, you immediately come to a stop, which just feels terrible. In terms of grinding, it was okay. There were a lot of times where there wasn't really much I could do about not being able to go up a slope. The new Sonic Storm has a switched up grinding system, so it's going to be a lot easier to control yourself on grind rails, especially when turning the other direction, because, oh god, I couldn't imagine doing it in the Testfire with how unpredictable the turning is. In terms of gimmicks, they were good enough, In terms of like level gimmicks, there were the poles that you could jump off of. They were decent. They did, I will say they did break flow a little bit, but they were there. They were pretty good. I was going to do a whole combo system, but I didn't get enough time to do it. In terms of music, I've grown to love Prepare to Break It Down over the years. The song that played during the time trial, Mimi Boki Resurrection. Back when I made it, I thought it was the best thing ever. But I've come to realize, damn, it's not very good. Disregarding it being my second most popular song on Spotify right now, a lot of people were saying that the notes that played felt very random, and I only wish I could tell those people how right they were, because when I originally made the song back in early 2020, it was just random notes quantized to a key. It was literally just random. I'm not gonna knock Mimiboki Resurrection because it's a cover. It's a faithful cover. It's not a good cover, but it's a cover that faithfully recreates the melody. If I was to recreate the song now, which I am, I don't even know if I would use notes. It would be a lot more sample heavy because that's just the kind of style I try to go for now. It would probably sound similar to Gangsta Trippin' by Fatboy Slim, but for those saying that Mimiboki sounds kind of random, you are absolutely right. It is random. But if one version of the song was at fault for that, it would be Mimiboki Classic because that was the one I made first. Mimiboki Resurrection, while it's a faithful cover, probably should have scrapped the melody because it wasn't really a melody very much. Now, a weird thing is I do still like the chord progression in it. I do still like the chord progression. I think it has a lot of potential, so I'm gonna try reusing it for a cover, but we'll only see how that goes, right? Camera was terrible. The fact that there's a smart camera is cool because not a lot of fan games allow you to play without having to move the camera at least a couple times. I'm not trying to throw shade at anyone or anything, but I've played a lot of 3D fan games where moving around was good and all, but if you wanted to see what was ahead of you, you would constantly have to be swiveling the camera back and forth. If you were playing on a controller, you would constantly have to have your hand on the right stick at all times. My attempt to sort of remedy that here was okay, but it could have been done a lot better because the sensitivity of it is ridiculous, and whenever I do touch the camera, it just goes all over the place. And I'm very happy to say that the current build, the one I'm working on, has a much better and much more controllable camera. Like, you know exactly where it's gonna be when you're tilting it. And also it has sensitivity options. Actually, wait, yeah, on the topic of options screens for a second, let's go to the preferences menu. 3 options, each having a subtitle. Note that localization currently only applies for menus and UI. These hints aren't localized yet, but this is subject to change. Oh, it's not just gonna change. I'm gonna get 10 more fucking languages, so that's cool. Good thing you can at least change the camera, because otherwise it would just be ridiculous. You can turn pause mixes on and off. That's pretty cool. The pause mixes on and off, and you could change the localization from English to Spanish, which was still a work in progress at the time. Restarting. Oh yeah, this was added in an update where you can start from a checkpoint, time trial, or the beginning, which was great. I'm very... Oh, what?
Let's look at this.
What's going on? Oh no, I broke it. I broke it. Oh god. But yeah, Sonic Storm, Time Trial Testfire, has 3 options. The Hyper Demo is going to have 36. 36 options as opposed to the 3 options in the Time Trial Testfire. That's 33 more options. Let that sink in. But yeah, that's about it for the Time Trial Testfire. That's all my opinions that I have on it currently. After replaying the game after so long, it was very hard to get used to, but once you do get used to it, it can be very, very fun. So thankfully I can now see where the people who said the controls are bad are coming from, because jeez, I had a really hard time just wrangling the turning. I have grown a lot since the Testfire, and now that I'm actually working with my custom framework, I'm going to be able to do a lot more that I wasn't with the Testfire. And I'm going to have a lot more free reign, so that's exciting. And yeah, thank you to everyone who showed support during the Testfire. Now that I have a much better understanding of game development and design philosophies and stuff, and the fact that it's been 2 years since the release of the Testfire, I'm glad the Testfire happened. It gave people a glimpse of what Sonic Storm could end up being. It gave me the experience, it gave me connections, it made me more open to criticism, thickened my skin a little to the shock of sudden fame. I mean, I know I'm not famous, but I'm at least somewhat of a figure in the community thanks to the Testfire. But more importantly to me is that it formed a community of dedicated speedrunners, and I don't think you quite understand how wonderful the feeling of forming a community around something you create feels until you've done it, you know? And I hope I can increase the size of that community tenfold with the Hyper Demo, along with the stuff leading up to the Hyper Demo, and eventually the full game, as long as there's still food on my plate, obviously. That being said, thank you all for watching. I'm still working hard on the moveset showcase. If you want more, like, If you want more minor updates on how the moveset showcase is going, you can always follow my Tumblr or join the Discord. Now here is where I would have said follow the Twitter, but I ain't coming back until that site gets better. So yeah, thank you all for watching, I'll see you in the next video.